Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jai Hind, Renuka,
Yes, sir.
Subodh, all well? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who is ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Vivek is ready. Okay. Uh, Subodh, keep time.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can I start? Both, sir.
You can go.
Yes. Good morning, sir, and everyone present here. Today, my lecture topic is the hydrological cycles, means the movement of water in the atmosphere and the with respect to the Earth. That is, the Earth outer solid surface. The Earth's outer solid crust is called a lithosphere. Most of the total Earth total water is about the 1.46 into 10 kilometer, and it is contained in the ocean. That is out of 100%, 96% in the oceans, and the small portion of the 2% as a snow and the ice or glaciers, and the remaining 2% in the water bodies of the continents. Ocean, lakes, rivers, and other water bodies are of the earth is called a hydrosphere. Now, the definition is the technical definition: the continuous circulation of the water between the hydrosphere, atmosphere, and the lithosphere is known as the hydrological cycle. The physical and biological process in the environment are sustained by the hydrological cycle. Water from the various water bodies evaporate due to the energy which is provided by the sun, that is the solar energy, and enters in the atmosphere as a water vapors. As a solar energy increase the temperature of the waters and it converts to the water vapor. Oceans account for the about 85% of the worldwide evaporation. That is very big. Evaporation is the chief source of the water vapor in the atmosphere. The water vapor in the atmosphere constitutes only about 0.001% of the total global water. Even if all the water vapor present in the atmosphere at any moment could be precipitated, an average depth of the only about 2.5 centimeter of water is added to the ocean. That is a very small value as perspective of us, but that is can give very big difference to the water. And the clouds are formed as the water vapors use into the atmosphere. When condensation takes place in the atmosphere, water precipitate mainly as the rain and to some extent snowfall. Thus, water is constantly added to the atmosphere through evaporation and lost to the precipitation and the transpiration in the agriculture farm.
30 seconds.
You notice the annual average world precipitation is 1000 millimeter. That is very big, as ocean occupy two-thirds of the total surface of the earth. That is a very big value of the precipitation that falls over the continents. About 63% is returned to the atmosphere to evapotranspiration, and the rest goes to the runoff into rivers and finally into the oceans. Many subcycles may be recognized in the hydrological cycle. For example,
Time up.
moving of ocean to the air by evaporation and then back to air to ocean. As a result, rainfall of the ocean. So now moving to the conclusion. That conclusion is the my topic. We utilize the very that very small amount of water is available to us for the various activities like agriculture sector also, and for the living, for the living being. So that must be utilized by the very good manner, and we should save water. Harvesting water techniques are also developed for them. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good, Vivek. Hydrological cycle. If you see planets, what mankind has been searching on Mars or Moon, is there any sign of water? And second is atmosphere. So if human beings understand the cycle and maintenance of it or sustenance of it will be better for us. water is something which we cannot produce artificially. Atmosphere is another thing. These are the two important components. That is how we are surviving, our life is there. We should not be disturbing the hydrological cycle where water evaporation and water reformation is very important, and we have somehow disturbed this cycle. More we understand its sustenance and the water balance, drinkable water, we have as such spoiled the proportion. Overall water, yes, it is there, but the rising temperature, if again melts the snow and the methane gas proportion increases after the snow melts, probably things will be worst. So that is how environmentalists are coming together, fighting the battle and asking everyone to cooperate at international level. Yes, very important to understand this water cycle. Okay, Dubey Saab ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Vivek, keep time.
Okay, sir. Sir, you can start.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. Nowadays, we have seen a lot of criticism against one of the biggest topic that is going on in India, that is Armed Forces Special Power Act. Friends, we have seen that yes, recently we have faced such type of 13 civilians have been killed in an action, and at that time the voice has been rose against the Armed Forces Special Power Act. It is not first issue when it has been created, but yes, definitely we have to think about it. Friends, for easy understanding of topic, I'll cover it in a few parts, like what is the Armed Forces Special Power Act, and thereafter why it is important for us, and what is the way forward. Friends, firstly, what is the Armed Forces Special Power Act? In Armed Forces Special Power Act has been came into the power when there was a instability in northeastern state. That is when the Nagaland peoples are demanding for the Nagaland. At that time, this act has been uh, came into the force, and thereafter, after having such issues in other parts of the country, it has also been implemented there. Why this Armed Forces Special Power Act has been created? Because we have seen that when there is a lack of administration is there, like when their local administration is failed to control the situation, at that time central agencies, central government announced that it is a disturbed area, and after announcement of that disturbed area, the central forces are deployed there to curb the situation, and they are maintaining the law and order in that particular area. And there are some powers given to the officers who are acting there, like they can take actions against any of the person who is rebelling with arms. They can fire on them, or they can take any action, even it is caused death of that person. Definitely it can be, but they should not go for any of the legal proceeding. The officer should not go for the under any of the legal proceeding. And thereafter, another thing is that they can search any of the premises, whatever is available in that particular area, on the by their suspicion. If they are having the suspect of that, then definitely they can do that. And thereafter they can stop any of the vehicle, and they can search it also. They can go they can also question with any of the person who is available there. And due to their suspicion, they
Yes,
can
yes, you
take
can.
custody of a person, and by having that, they are also enhancing their powers. So friends, at the end, I want to also say that for having a strong, you can say, security, or having a good system, we should do these type of action. We have to provide that type of facility to the officers, because whenever there is a person, he is having weapons and all, then they are not aware that
Yes,
at which time they will fire on them, so that they have to be facilitated with that type of acts, or that type of power, so that they can control the situation easily. At the end, I want to conclude that by having this Armed Forces Special Power Act, we are definitely giving good powers to our army personnel, so that they can control the situation. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, good, Dubey Saab. AFSPA, Armed Forces Special Power Act. Why it is required? In a layman's term, police duties and army duties are different. Army is meant for fighting external forces at border. Enemy comes in, army can fire straight away. But within hinterland or within mainland, within our territory, if there is a citizen, army has no power to arrest him or her, fire interrogate, screen, no power. That is how our setup is. But when in state like Jammu Kashmir or even in northeastern states, army has to do duties related to internal security, because there are two fronts open there. There are people who are troubling from inside. So if our own citizen is suspicious, army needs special power, and that is what is AFSPA, giving some police powers, checking, screening, interrogating, questioning, detention up to some specified hours, 48 hours. These are the special powers which are required, otherwise army cannot stand there. How can you make someone stand there without any power? The civilian will fire at police and the army. They have to retaliate. This is that power. If you have to fight your own people in disturbed areas where they, not all the people, it is some people, some mischievous people who are trying to help terrorists or they themselves are terrorists, there these powers are required, without which it is difficult to operate. How can you make stand army and say do duties? What kind of duties? Because if you are not giving any power, it is better not to put army there then. It is in a layman's term I am explaining. This is exactly is a root thing. Okay, I hope everyone understands why AFSPA is required. Okay, who is next?
So, Renuka.
Okay, Renuka Patil. Okay, Dubey sahab, keep time.
Yes, sir. Renuka, you may start.
Okay. So good morning everyone. My today's topic is inland waterways. So as we know that the before advent of railways, inland waterways were the chief mode of transportation, and what so basically what are these inland waterways? So these are the rivers, lakes, canals, or backwaters. This constitute the source for the inland waterways. So talking about these inland waterways in India, so as per the National Waterways Act 2016, 106 have been declared as this national waterways, and now currently there are 111 waterways are there, and these waterways are passes through the different 24 states and union territories, and its length is approximately 21,000 kilometer, and then talking about this I mean Inland Waterway Authority of India. So it was established on 27 October 1986, and its aim is to develop and regulate the inland waterways for the shipping and navigation purpose. And this whole means these authorities undertakes the various projects, and a grant is received from the Ministry of Shipping, and this head office of this authority is in Noida. And talking about the this first waterway which was declared as this national waterway. So this was the Allahabad Haldia strains of Ganga Bhagirathi River, and there are such 12 such national waterways which are currently operational. There are various policies and legislations for the inland waterways in India, such as the Inland Waterway Authority of India Act 1985, then National Waterways Act 2016, and some laws related to environment. Then there are some initiatives taken by the government, such as the Jal Marg Vikas projects, which is on National Highway 1, then Sagarmala projects, etc. Then there are some advantages and disadvantages of this inland waterways.
Last 30 seconds.
Firstly, talking about these advantages. So as compared to the road and rail transport, these are cost saving and fuel energy efficient, and it's better connectivity and environment friendly. But talking about the disadvantages, so low speed transport and limited area of operations, or any disruption because of the weather. These are some advantages. So in
I'm
the
up.
end, I would like to say that the involvement of private players or ensure the transparency and accountability of this administration. This will definitely improve this water transport. And one more point I would like to say that this in India has prioritized the development of the 23 national waterways in next 10 years, which will definitely increase the good traffic. Thank you.
Okay, inland waterways, a traditional way of transport actually. If you see human civilization, we started walking on earth and traveling through waters. All the old documents, if you see, or history you read, people started traveling through water, exploring the world. Water transport is cheapest as far as cost factor is concerned. Yes, it is slow, but it is cheapest. And today, if you take account of entire transport in the world, the huge transport happens at world level through ships, cargoes, big ships. Like one big ship comes at the port, 400 to 600 containers come. With one ship downloading, how many trains? Suppose one train is 100 containers, suppose long goods train. So 400, 600, 800, 1000, 2000 containers come in one ship. That many trains moves. Then after these trains reach stations, how many trucks? One container, one truck. See the ratio. These ships are huge and they are carrying so much of load. But we want to translate this advantage into the hinterland, mainland, within country. For that, probably river linking and reorganizing our own waterways is a key, and that is what is exactly happening. It will reduce traffic on road, it will be cost effective, and it will be smooth without any noise through the main areas. These are the advantages. Okay, good, Renuka. Only thing, voice was little low. You can just check once you hear it back why it was coming less. Okay, who is ready now?
Yes.
Another Renuka?
Sure.
Gurjant Saab.
I'm
Okay,
ready.
okay, Gurjant Saab, we will give chance. Renuka, keep time.
Yes, sir. Wait for a second. Okay, you can start.
Okay. Good morning, sir, and my dear friends. The long awaited decision on entry of foreign university is finally unveiled in the National Education Policy 2020. Accordingly, this policy, the top 100 university will be facilitated to operate in India. With this decision, the quality of education will be increased as our education system is required reforms in field of professional education and skill-based education. So these setup and the entry of university will reforms our existing education system. It will also be stop the migration to abroad for study, and these are the basic benefit of entry of the foreign university in our country. So there are some issues to adopting this foreign university in our education system. So first is uh, every university is coming from foreign with the commercial motive. It will increase the cost of education. And as the foreign university are focusing on technical education rather than the education on research and development, it will also change the narrative of our existing education system. And as foreign university or FDI, foreign direct investment, also seeking for some relaxation in rules and policies. It will also create the discrimination between our indigenous university or with the foreign university. And with this, the effect will be seen in future with the discrimination. Our existing education system will be harmed. So to adopt this in very well manner, we can adopt it and also reform our existing education system. Some are way forward. We should develop our existing education system by getting qualified teachers or the skillful teacher from the other universities. So with this, we can adopt it in very well manner. And also, we should adopt the teacher training university and should adopt in best aspect of their education system. Another thing, we should also shortlist the top universities as per our requirement, and we can only we should only select these university which we required and which are contradicting with our existing system. We should avoid it. And another thing, we should work on inclusion of technology in our education system, give incentive to our education system, more budget allocations, and with the teacher training and adoption of new ideas from foreign universities, we can develop our existing education system. So, lastly, I conclude my topic with this point. Our education system is a good in a manner. Some of reforms required inclusion of training, teacher training, curriculum change reforms. So by adopting the ideas, the teacher training and skillful curriculum from the other university, we can build up our existing education system. Thank you.
Yes, this is very important subject. Why our universities or the institutes are not ranking very high in the world? Of course, our students are doing very good all over world. There is no question about that. But our universities are not ranking or not getting listed in top. IITs are prestigious, IIMs are prestigious, but not universities, other universities are getting listed. Whereas if we see historical things are, Nalanda University was one of the best in the world. Travelers from across the globe were reaching here. But somehow in the recent developments, modern world, we are not coping up. Of course, there are some biased ratings and all, but we definitely need to improve in this sector, learn from the world standards. We should not be compromising on selection of teachers and professors, and there should be more focus on quality. Because of our population, there is a lot of quantity, number of engineering colleges, and if you see a engineering college building, it is not worth. A small building cannot be called college. A college has to have complete campus. Those standards should not be compromised, and the quality of education, if the facilities are intact, education quality is second thing which cannot be compromised. So many things are there, whereas we are supposed to keep track of it as a nation, because educational standards give a lot of indication to the world what kind of development has happened. Our prestigious two sectors, IIMs and IITs, you take a name and world knows it. To some extent it is prestigious and honorable. We have achieved a lot in that. But all the universities should get to those levels. That will be a proud thing. Okay. Renuka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Gurjant Sahab, keep time.
Yes, Renuka, you may start.
Good morning, everyone. For today, my lecture topic is crime against women. Violence, as we can know, violence against women in India or in any other country or all over the world is prevailing nowadays. It's going side by side as the technological improvements in our modern era. As how the technology is improving on a fast pace, the crimes are also moving on a fast pace. Violence to the women can be of various types, not only physical or sexual. It can be mentally or mental also. when you're hurting, when any type of crime happens to any kind of human, the effects are not just physical, it may be on the mental side also. Physical wounds can heal, but the mental side takes time to overcome from it. There are many women in the Indian society have been considered since the historic or the Vedic era as of high importance. But as the culture moved forward, the importance of women deteriorated. And now, as we are in the 21st century, yes, there are many opportunities, many um, stages or platforms for women to excel. But yes, there are still many crimes going on, whether it be dowry, whether it be child mortality, whether it be the most recent problem that has been occurred or has been seen is that firstly women were tortured, or the crimes were increasing against women because there was indifference between men and women. The opportunities they have as women were considered low in category. But now, as we know that there are many platforms that are excel, the women are prevailing and getting opportunities. The ego taboo is now prevalent for most of the crimes in India against women. As now we know that from childhood only there are many things that are differentiated to the kids, that tend to be done by women, and this things are tend to be done by men. If this kind of mentality sticks in a child's mind from earlier, it cannot be we cannot help it to change it in a second or in a night in when they grow up. This is the basic and major issue which is fed in our head since we are child, and now we are trying to resolve it just via celebrating like Women's Day, and these things can't be changed in a night. So I think this thing, like these stereotypes, these things must be changed from the root cause to the children, that they shouldn't be taught like this should be done by men and this shouldn't be done by men.
Last 30 seconds.
Give equal opportunities, equal teachings to a girl and a guy. From childhood only, we should teach them, like as women are or girls are taught to be adjust, accept, and to suffer and when they go to new places, or to accept to get accepted in society. We should ask boys for the same too. And suffering and like doing any crime is a crime, yes, but suffering it is also a crime. This should be made understand to the women. There are many platforms today, and many laws has been built, like the
Time
prevention
up.
instead of punishment. This sorry, the protection of child from sexual offenses, the sexual harassment of women in workplaces act. We have these kind of acts. The time for these is to for its efficient implementation, and with this implementation, giving the same education and same teachings for both men and women, so that the crime against women can be stopped in future. Thank you.
Okay, Renuka. Maybe voice was not loud enough. I hope health wise okay, everything.
Yes, so it's this
Okay,
flu is there. That's why.
okay. Take care. Crime against women. There are many subsections into it. One is crime done by men, but there is a very important dimension to it: domestic violence. How many women are involved in inflicting damage or beating, demoralizing the woman counterpart? In fact, firstly, I'm just opening up this issue that why women are not helping women. The statistics at domestic violence is very sad. A lot of women are actually part of this violence at domestic front, and that is not easily understood. If women stand by women at homes, things will get curtailed. Then second part, yes, workplaces or in schools or colleges or in the society, men are involved. That is still a thing which we can comprehend. Okay, this is somehow we have to control and curtail. But at home front, when it comes to domestic violence, more ladies and women are involved. That is not understood. So if we say at home front, the biggest enemy of a girl or woman is their own gender. It is a very sad thing because that promotes more violence. When the men are seeing at the home front such kind of atmosphere, if suppose kids are watching it, male and female kids, both will get psychologically tuned for such kind of environment. Okay, chalta hai. This attitude starts from home. Differentiation, this starts from home. When a mother treats a boy and girl differently, this is the root cause. So we need to really strengthen equality from home. We need to teach boys from home. We need to teach girls from home. That is my mute point. Okay. Good, Renuka. Who is there next? Omkar?
So, Abhaya.
Sir
Abhaya.
Rahul.
Okay, Rahul.
Yes.
Okay, Abhaya, go ahead. Then we will have Rahul, then Omkar. Renuka, keep
So,
time.
me too.
Shweta, okay. We will listen to you also today. Okay. Renuka, keep time. Abhaya, go ahead.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
you may start, Abhaya.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My today's lecture topic is agriculture in India. So, agriculture is one of the most major sector of the Indian economy. India is the second largest country with land. 3% of land is agriculture land of the USA, and India has a variety of the climate and economical factor of the support to the growth of various crops. It is a present in a country for the thousand of years, and over the years it has developed, and the use of a new technology and equipment replace almost all traditional methods of the farming. Besides, in India, there are still small farmers that are using old traditional methods of agriculture because they lack the resources to the modern methods. Furthermore, this is the only sector that contributed to the growth of not only the itself but also the whole sector of the country. India largely depend on the agriculture sector. Besides, agriculture is not just a main of the livelihood, but a way of of the living of the India. Uh, Moreover, the government is moreover the government is continuously making efforts to development these sectors as the whole nation depend on its for foods, and present situation of Indian agriculture is small and fragment land holding by the farmers and rural areas with output they fulfill their needs only but fulfill their needs only, but the crops get spoiled then because of the difficulties too. uh, then one third of the crops areas it's under irrigation of after seven schemes. In some of the areas there is absence of the sound making facilities. The farmers have depend upon the local trades and middlemen of the disposal their farm produce with their rate. The steps taken by the government is various schemes like Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchan Yojana, Pradhan Fasal Bima Yojana, then Soil Health Cards scheme, then National Agriculture Market. Government should appointed skilled farmers to the in panchayat for level workers to train the farmers, and government must use the chemical facilities as they are not good for the long term aspect, also use
Last 30 seconds.
organical fertilizer. So lastly, I just want to say agriculture can help reduce the poverty, rise national income, and improve the food security for the 60% of the Indians poor population who live in rural areas and work mainly in farming. The agriculture sector in India is expected to generate better momentum in the next few years due to the increase in investments in agriculture's infrastructure. Thank you.
Time up.
Okay, very important topic generally in group discussion or lecturate. You get to hear this. Agriculture, central and state governments schemes one must know in competitive exams on such issues. Secondly, economy, if we want to understand the contribution of agriculture is important. whether it is up to the mark or not. Your comments, your justifications are important. So one must be very sure कि okay, how agriculture is coming up, technology how it is helping, what is the future. Like Sri Lanka, there are some issues which are going on in the agriculture field. When they announced only organic farming, it cannot be overnight. Such decisions cannot be forcefully implemented. So they are facing food crisis. In India, we cannot have overnight all these things coming up. We also want organic farming. We also want the technologies used. We also want standards of agriculture going up. Western UP, Haryana, then some of the states are following modern techniques in Maharashtra, especially Western Maharashtra. But we want small farmers to come up because they are huge. The contribution of small farmers, if they get empowered, they need two basic things: water and electricity. If government is able to provide them, probably our GDP will go up. Technology will come up for small farmers. That is secondary. Basic is giving water and electricity, village infrastructure to come up. Yes, roads have reached to the villages, and education will add further glory to it. These are important things, but all said and done, we want boost in agriculture. We want empowerment of farmers because they are very huge in numbers. So we just cannot overlook, neglect this sector. We may be talking about metros and modern cities and smart cities, but we want smart villages. Nobody talks on those. When Gandhiji had said our villages should be Atmanirbhar, self reliant. Yes, this is a beautiful economic model. We have to shape it in correct reality. Okay, Rahul, ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Abhaya, keep time.
Yes, sir. You can start, Rahul.
Good morning, friends. Today I am going to talk about a very simple topic. So everyone wants to know about their village, about their native place. So my topic is my village. The name of my village is Newasa, Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. Ahmednagar is the large district in Maharashtra, and Newasa located in the north part of Ahmednagar. Newasa city is a very famous for god like Devgad Gurudev Datta, Nath Baba Temple, then village goddess Mohiniraj Temple, Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj Temple is there, then Chakradhar Swami, and so on. And the most important thing, Newasa is very famous for the born city of Mahasa Devi and the first wife of Lord Khandoba and the Sasurwadi of Khandoba. The lot of people come here every day and every year. When Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj came at 14th century in Newasa and travelled here with his brothers and sisters and wrote the text of Bhavarta Dipika, the another name of Naneshwari. It's to believe one of the important texts in Naneshwari. Why Sant Jnaneshwar Maharaj is select this place to write Naneshwari? The story behind that was it is a very holy place, like born city of Malsa Devi. She had married with the Lord Khandoba, and that's the reason he selected the Naneshwari. Sant Naneshwar Maharaj told and wrote by the Sachidananda Baba. And the further the pillar was on which he rested while telling the scripture is still here today. The great image of this scene has been created near the temple. Another thing is the Mohiniraj temple, the avatar of Lord Vishnu. When he took the avatar at the time of Amrit Manthan, Nevasa city is situated on the bank of Pravara river, and it is also called as Amrutwaini. Why it is called as Amrutwaini? When the Amrut came out at the time of Amrit Manthan, the fight started between the god and Asur. Both the party wants to Amrut on his side. The Lord Vishnu took the avatar of Mohini, and lastly the Amrut went to the side of God. Further, all decided to distribute the Amrut in Nevasa on the bank of Pravara river. Then some Asurs had presented by changing their appearance, and then Mohini gets identified and beheaded Rahu and Ketu. The name of that Asur was Rahu and Ketu. So that's why
Last 30
the Pravara
seconds.
river is also called as Amrutwaini. There are also some story. This is a very holy place. Like one more thing I would like to tell, where one weak point is there, like road development. People have faced the many issues, but the system is now focused on such kind of problems, and work is going towards the development. Some good points is there, like natural beauty, natural appearance. So I love my native place. One more thing is the in the month of February, the Mohiniraj Yatra is celebrated in the whole village. So lastly, I want to say that I love
Timer.
my village. I spent my childhood here. Time is continuously go on, but the memory is still in my mind. Thank you.
Okay, good, Rahul. Very simple topic. In SSBs, why it is there? To know your qualities, to know what feelings one has for village, hometown, home state, family. You have to understand in PIQ why it is there. Your family related value system, your village related or hometown related value system is indicating what kind of personality you are. Suppose one takes pride in village, hometown, that means same person will translate it at national level. Tomorrow joins army, air force, navy, same qualities will be reflected. This is a clear indication. That is why these topics are there. One should be okay with it. Suppose interviewing officer asks something about your native place. So everywhere it is important. Rahul, anyone from your Newasa into army?
No, sir.
Officer
I
cadre?
don't. No, sir. No one can there.
Just find out there is one Major Rajeshri Lokhande,
Okay.
recently retired, if I am not wrong, from Newasa.
Yes, sir. I will find out, sir.
Her husband is in bank. I don't know the Lokhande is before marriage surname or after marriage, but she is from Newasa, completed 10 years, 11 years service and left army.
Okay, sir. I will
Okay.
find out.
Okay, good. Very in simple terms you expressed, and these topics are also there in SSB, and I told you the relevance. Why interviewing officer also asks about your basic things: teacher, school, village, family, brother, sister. So these are the subjects discussions with purpose. Must understand why it must be there. Okay. Omkar.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Ready.
Rahul, keep time.
Okay, sir. Omkar, you may start.
Okay. Good morning, sir and dear friends. Today, we can see 54.6% of total workforce is engaged in agriculture and allied sector. Accounts of 17.8 of country gross value added given by year the 2019-20 is in the agriculture sector. The the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is 10,000 FPOs and agriculture infrastructures are launched. Also, the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan is the vision of New India announced by the Honorable Prime Minister on the May 12, 2020. In agriculture, it's aimed to strengthen infrastructure, logistic capacity building, and administrative reforms. Yes, friends, I'm speaking on the one scheme of Government of India, that is Electronics National Agricultural Market (eNAM). eNAM is a scheme which is the all the farmers are benefited by this. The online trading of the grains is done by the eNAM scheme. Firstly, the lots of generation of this lot generated by farmers is checked in the testing lab with highly equipment are there. This lab produce one bill, and this bill is get to the online trading. By the online trading, the traders are select which grains have to buy and sell international level or national level. So by this, the electronic weighting and invoicing is done. After the invoicing done, the online payment is got to the got to the farmer by different internet banking, debit card, RTGS, and NFT. Then the farmer send their grains to the trader who purchases grains. Post traders and good returns get to the farmer. This is overall the scheme how to run in the farmer level. The farmer get more and more benefited by this scheme. The government have the initiative for the scheme. Many of stakeholder registration. The number of registration
Last 30 seconds.
farmers registered on eNAMA is 1.68 crore. Number of traders registered are 1.51 lakh. Number of commissions agents also registered is 86.889 thousand. Traders recorded more and more, and the key features of eNAMA is trading license system for interstate. eNAMA also government launched
Time
eNAM
up.
shopping cart app. Also, the Kisan Rath app for tracking the supply chain. Farmer friendly mobile app. Farmer can use it and get more and more benefited by the scheme. Thank you.
Okay, good topic. One must know in today's competitive exams what is eNAM, National Agriculture Market, on e-portal. Why not? It should be modernized. Yes, our agriculture is linked to online trading kind of thing, and they can compare prices, they can trade to distant places. This is just a step towards that, and it will improve. Not very popular for small farmers, but big farmers are onto it, and it will gain that popularity slowly. And even a small farmer from remote village can sell at a reasonable price, can buy whatever required for his own farming from these portals. At least he or she can compare the market. Some data is available on portal. These are the advantages, and these are very necessary things as far as if we are talking about modernizing agriculture or making it agri business instead of calling just agriculture agri business. So we need these e portals where when it can match with other sectors. So if everything is on online platform, why not agriculture? So these are the steps, yet it is in an initial stage, it will take time. Okay, Shweta.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
Sanjivani is also there.
yes, sir.
Okay, we will ask Shweta first and then Sanjivani, and
Okay, sir.
then Ravi is there. Okay,
Amruta.
Amruta is there, sorry. Shweta, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Omkar, keep time.
Yes,
Uh,
sir. Yes, you can start, Shweta.
okay. Good morning, everyone. This is Shweta Singh, and today I am going to talk about the topic of gender equality. When we talk about gender equality, we give our opinion how to save girls, how to educate girls, but we never talk about boys. I agree with fact which is given by many people. We talk about it because they are not safe. Yes, I agree with this fact also. But tell me one thing: is all boys are safe? The answer will be no, because in the past year we saw cab driver case, Zomato boy case. In this case, boys are war victim. The girls issue are higher than men, but not talking about boys issue is the main thing. Let me put some points in front of you. What percentage of males have been sexually harassed? Yes, it's hard to believe. There's strong scientific evidence. Researchers have found that at least 1 in 6 men have experienced sexual abuse or assault. And this is probably a low estimate since it doesn't include non contact experience, which can also have lasting negative effect. What percentage of men experience physical abuse? 1 in 7 men have been victims of several physical violence, example like a beating, burning, and etc., by an intimate partner in their lifetime. How many men face domestic violence in India? When physical violence and threats against men by wife relatives and taking taken into account, an estimate 3 crore men are facing domestic violence in India. The above figure are very high but less than women's figure, which means not that we neglect it or can't talk about it. Men and women both are necessary for this
world. I want to explain it by one example. We all see a horse cart which needs two wheel with same radius and circumference, which anyone is different from other, then the horse cart will not run on the road. When one side of wheel got damaged, then a man repair that one side and also check another side just to check that one wheel fine or not. Our life is like a horse cart, and men and women are like a wheel of it. When women are abused by anyone, we take care of it. We take care of women only, and we forget about men. If the owner of the horse cart check both wheel, then why we can't talk about both men and women? Now I conclude my topic is that gender equality means not talking about women only. We need to talk, understand, and take stand for men also. Then the meaning of gender equality become true. The slogan will be save women, save men, and save life, not only save women and save life. Thank you so much.
Okay, good, Shweta. Very well put across, especially when the girl speaks on this topic of violence on male or some kind of abuse. And it is true, especially India, nobody talks about it, but it is a fact on ground. There are boys and male who are subject to violence, different kind of abuse. Low in number, yes, but it is there, and it is to be talked. When Nirbhaya case had happened, some panelists, when we used to hear on TV, especially female panelists, when they were saying that we need a law which will be stringent, but at the same time we don't need one sided law where a girl or woman comes forward, raises some allegations, and male has no protection, because they were talking sense. They were saying that not all the girls or women are to be trusted. Even there are some innocent male who will be subjected to this law for exploitation. That time it was really interesting to know that these points are coming from girls and the women folk. This is very interesting. We need mature view. When we talk about gender equality, both genders are important. Yes, statistics and otherwise also we know that the female gender is subject to more violence, but even male is getting subjected to violence. At times we laugh when we hear that there are some clubs and groups where the male are coming together against the spouse violence. There are clubs. At times it is given in a comic sense, in messages and in newspapers, but it is there. That means there is some problems. Okay, good, Shweta. Very nice start. You spoke first time. Matured view. Good. Okay. Who is there now? Sanjivani.
Yes, sir.
Shweta, do you know keeping time? 2.5 minutes you give warning and 3 minutes you say up.
Oh, okay, sir.
Can I start, Shweta?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Good morning to all. Today my lecture topic is water crisis. The human body need many resources to survive and some basic thing to land the human race. Water is the one of the crucial resource to continue the generation of all living being on earth. One cannot expected to life without a water. But since the man has taken technology to higher level, he has neglected that as a high. He is going up with the every upgrading technology. The importance of water is being neglected. A recently released report that about 80% of the Indian surface water is polluted. If this case remaining true for few years more, there will be a day when water will be declare costly than gold. Then a Namami Gange project. Ganga, the holy river of India, has been recently in news of big of the most populated river in India. And it is estimated by that 75 to 80% of water pollution is for domestic stage. The wastage of manufacturing companies of creating people washing of clothes are a few of the major reasons behind its pollutions. According to the recently survey, it has been informed that nearly 21% of the Indian disease are in waterborne, which major affected people for backward and slum areas. Government sanctioned 20,000 crore budget for this project. The streakage of clean water supply is decreasing. The data has also mentioned that about 65% of the Indian cultivation land do not have irrigation facilities. The situation has expected to turn as supply disclosed that water supply will reduce by 50% in 2013. This is one of the
Only
domestic
30 seconds.
situation one can ever expected. Then how to tackle water crisis? First is now as we have acknowledged the crisis of water. We must also gain the knowledge about how to tackle the water crisis. So with the three tips, this global issue can be resolved to much higher extent. So first is conversion of rain conserve
Time.
rainwater. The best way to conserve water by the conserving rainwater. It is the best and purest source of water. There are humorous rainwater harvesting technology which can be excluded. Surface rain of harvesting rooftop rainwater technology are present. Then expel wastage of water at home. The water crisis started after neglecting the wastage of water within each and every house of the nation. The problem of water crisis can be overlapped to a much extended. The following a few simple steps like to turn the top of when not use to the both using a bucket instead of shower, wash all at one times, etc. Will help to getting half success in this issue. So lastly, I want to conclude that as the example of populated Ganga river has already been present in the front of all of us. So we all must take that you will we all no more the participated in polluting of Saraswati river as well as cleaning of the Ganga river. But if we don't polluted then in the initial stage, then there will not be need to such a heavy activity. Thank you.
Okay, Sanjivani, time management, just focus on it, because in SSB, if you overshoot time, things will be negative. Water crisis today already Vivek had started with water related topic. Water management is a bigger issue we need to tackle as a human. We need to understand entire earth is getting affected as far as the drinkable water is concerned. All countries will face problem. Recently in COVID we face oxygen problem, and the drinkable water will be a big problem in coming times if we don't wake up in time to realize what is going to hit us. Okay, we have two speakers more, time is less, Amruta and Ravi. Okay, Amruta, Sanjuni, keep time.
Yes, sir. Amrita, you can
Yes, sir.
start.
Okay. My first question is today who we are. Are we India? Are we Hindustan? Or are we Bharat? This is a conversation between Kiran Bedi and Sadhguru. I'm presenting it today. The today's lecture topic is Bharat. Bharat means Bharat, Bhav. Bha means Bhav. Bhav means sensation because your whole experience of life is a sensory. Right now, what we see, what we hear, what we smell, taste, what we touch are different types of sensation. Bhav means sensation, out of which comes emotion, means Ra means rag or a tune. The tune is not yours, the existence has already set the tune. Now you have just find the rhythm, which is tala, ta. If you find the right rhythm, you are the fantastic human being. If you miss the rhythm, you are crushed by the process of life. So we call this nation Bharata. Bhav, Rag, Tal. Then Kiran Bedi asked Sadhguru, did we make a mistake then in converting our name from Bharat to India? The reply was, yes, a serious mistake because you need to understand this. Whenever somebody occupies a nation, any conquering force, first thing they will do is they will change your name. This is the technology of dominance. This is the technology of enslaving. If you look at the African American history, when African people were brought in, the first thing is at the port, their name were changed. That's what has been done to us. Tiruvananthapuram is Trivandrum. Chennai is Madras. We don't know whether we are mad or a rascals. Like this, India. What does it mean? What doesn't it doesn't mean anything. So if I give you a meaningless name, you will become a meaningless stupid person in front of me because I have a meaningful name, I have a tradition, I have a culture. You have nothing. So if that context we have become India, the concept of a nation must sink into the everybody's mind because nation is just an idea. When this idea burns through your mind and sink into your heart and your passion is risen toward that, then you have a real nation. Otherwise, nation is just a paper. Nation is just in the
Last 30
paper.
seconds.
This is Yes, this is the unfortunate reality of us right now. So, at least when White Ghost left in 1947, the first thing we should have done is change the name in such a way that it resonates in everybody's mind. Now we are using English name. Hardly 2 to 3% of us can speak English language in this country properly. Okay, that who who are
Time up.
listening to me, yes, the, the the all who are listening to me, I want to tell you that Sadhguru requesting PM Modi to rename Bharat. He says the intellectual crowd will ask, "What's in the name?" The people who read Shakespeare, they will call, "What's in the name?" That take your name as a tohu. All we know is whatever we utter is a only sound. The meaning is only a psychological thing. The sound is essential and it has a power. Bharat has a power. This power has to reverberate through everybody's hearts in this country. We know NASA we have already proved, but NASA also said that the universal sound is Om. It vibrates as Indian Om. So sound is a power. And in the conclusion, I would like to request that just go and read more about our history, what we have gone through, and let's think about it more. Thank you so much.
Okay, good, Amruta. These are very hot topics, very touchy topics, and it comes from straight from heart. I heard Sadhguru's video when he is talking about Bharat. We should rename our nation as Bharat. Yes, it makes sense.
Yes, sir.
It makes sense, but my sincere appeal to all of us is we must love our nation. Name is just a thing. Unless and until we don't love our nation, there is no use. Unfortunately, take it to even lower levels, to family system. If we are a good citizen, good human being, how it is to be proved? Whether we are really loving our parents, whether we are loving our family members, are we respecting them, are we really living for them? If this is holding true, then there is no need to question anybody's loyalty, integrity, sincerity at the national level. Because when a person is serving family in the best of the interest, he is serving the nation. He is solving half the problems of nation, because problems emanate from society, and society is combination of all families. We are basically the member of one family, society, and then nation. But yes, very interesting. Unfortunately, we have limited time. Otherwise, it would have
So
continued. हाँ
I,
अमृता
I,
बोलो.
I want I want to ask some like मैंने इस पे विचार किया था तो I was some analysis not a conclusion but भारत की हिस्ट्री हजारों लाखों सालों से है और इंडिया सिर्फ 200 years before freedom and 75 years after freedom. It has only 300 of year history. But before that, Bharat has a long, long history, so we can study more, even more. When we say Bharat, we go deeper and deeper. When we say India, we go only 300 years back. That's the difference I found in.
Yes, true. We need to rediscover our roots, our ancient knowledge, pride. We need to really bring it back. But it will come collectively. Everyone has to rise, uh,
Yes, sir.
feel pride about it. And that doesn't mean that we will demean anyone else. Our civilization respects all. That is the biggest thing we need to understand. When we start loving our own things, see the biggest beauty, I will take one more point on this. Biggest beauty is the tolerance in our system. We are not an artificial thing, we are a very, very natural thing. Bharat is a very natural. When I say Bharat, we all who got birth here, everything within Bharat. In family, a person may be worshipping Hanumanji, a mother may be worshipping Devi goddess, father may be worshipping maybe Shirdi ke Sai Baba, and another member may be worshipping something else. This is something which is invisible in the world. You cannot see in the other parts of the cultures and civilizations. And when I say this particular example, a book can be written on this, how India is great. And
Sir,
the,
yes,
yes,
sorry to interrupt, but there is a book by J. Sai Deepak, who is an engineer and a lawyer. The name of book is India That Is Bharat, and he explained all of this in that in very good way. We should read that.
okay,
I
good.
also ordered that book.
It reinstates my belief that in my childhood, in fact, we are overshooting time. In my childhood, I used to feel that was a little negative point in me. I used to think in my childhood, why should I read books? Even God has given me brain. I will originate everything from my brain. If someone has written book, he has used his brain, he or she. Let the things come out from my brain. So many things which I hear, कि okay, someone has written it somewhere. So it reinstates, okay, things can be brought out from your own brain. I never read it, but I keep talking about it uh, for many years, our family systems. Okay, good, Amruta. We will not get carried away further. Ravi, last speaker.
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
thank you.
Good. Amruta, keep time.
Yes. Who is going to speak?
Ravi is here. Can I start?
Yes, yes. Yes, you can start. Time is
Mm,
started.
okay. Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. Firstly, I would like to say thanks to our Amruta ma'am because he told us very beautiful manner what is the meaning of Bharat. Lots of people don't know this meaning. It is our duty to understand our glorious history of our country. Now, I would like to say, which is topic of mine today, role of media. I would like to say, I want to speak on this topic. Media plays an important role in our society and is a part of our life. Media is known as the fourth pillar of democracy due to its important role is shaping public opinion.
Media makes us aware of various social, political, and economical activities happening around the world. It is a powerful and flexible tool which acts as a voice for the voiceless and a great force in building the nation. There are various types of media that are used to deliver current news offer inter- and offer entertainment to the people. The first type of media is print media. This include newspaper, magazine, and journals. The second type of media is broadcast media. This includes the radio, television, and the third one is internet media, where people get information through the internet, like social media sites or in websites. In early time, print media has always been a dominant media, but now the television and internet has become the main source of mass media since its emergence. The main purpose of the media is to provide the people with a platform where they get information, education, and given insights. It lastly, I want to say, it has the purpose of making sure that information is given to the public in an unbiased ways. Media has a lot of positive impacts, but it has also a
Last 30
negative
seconds.
impact on the society. With the excess information available to be passed, sometimes unauthentic and irrelevant information is also communicated, which is harmful to the society. It also damages the true essence of the journalism. It's over, sir. Thank you.
Okay, good. Ravi, role of media, big role. In fact, it is changing the um, nation's opinions. It is portraying whatever is there. Print media, or today it is dominant electronic media, social media. They are the very, very powerful tool now. It may break or build a nation. That is the power. And we are witnessing sad reality that they are manipulated. They are not ethical. Provided they do their role in ethical way, then it will be serving the society in correct sense. Unfortunately, it is not happening. That is a big worry. Everyone is utilizing this media for cheap objectives, short sighted objectives, which is not good. So we are object, we are at the receiving end. We must raise our wisdom when we deal with media. When we hear something, we should be wise enough to understand what could be the motive. If our nation is our paramount factor and we cannot compromise on national integrity, then things will fall in place because they cannot push beyond a point their agenda. So my understanding on this is they may do any nonsense. Some of them are doing their job, but 100% nobody is doing job now. It is something like too much of commercialization or vested interest which are coming to fore. So we citizens need to play role and show that we are the real saviors of our nation. We must be guarding the interest of the nation as a citizen. We should spread the positivity, decipher what is happening in that particular media clip or message or news, and we should discuss what is correct and what is biased or incorrect in that. That can be the role played by students and the citizens, sensible people. Okay, with this we will end. We have overshoot a lot of uh, time today, but enjoyed. Very nice. Keep opening up your minds, discuss innovative things, be alive. We all are not alive actually, we are just passengers. When we raise levels of discussions, then we are alive. Otherwise, we are sleeping. We are literally sleeping. Let's be alive citizens. Okay, bye. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind,
Jai
sir.
Hind,
Jai
sir.
Hind, sir.
Jai
Have a
Thank
Hind.
good
you.
day.